Imagine this. You're born inside a deep freezer. And no, not the one in your kitchen. We're talking about the Arctic. Literally the coldest, most unforgiving place on Earth. A place where bare skin can freeze solid in seconds. And this is where your life begins. You're not born some magnificent hunter. You're the exact opposite. You can't see, you have no fur to protect you, and you are completely and utterly dependent. The only thing you know is the warmth you feel when your mother curls her body around you. She is the only shield you have against the lethal frost just outside the walls of your snow den. Your whole world is the stark contrast. Inside, there's life, there's warmth, and there's the safety of your mother. But just beyond those walls of snow, that's a world of howling winds and a hunger that never, ever ends. For now, though, you have no idea. You're safe in this tiny little bubble of life. And here's the part that is just truly unbelievable. Your mother is sacrificing everything for you. She hasn't eaten in months, surviving entirely on her own fat reserves. Her body is literally consuming itself to produce the milk that's keeping you alive. Her heartbeat is your lullaby. Her warmth is your lifeline. You are her entire world. So, let's fast forward to spring. The sun finally returns and your mother decides it's time. It's time to leave the only home you've ever known. And it's time for your real education to begin. Your tiny paws touch the snow for the very first time. You get your first real look at the Arctic, and it's more than you can possibly process. A dazzling, endless landscape of white under a brilliant blue sky. It's breathtakingly beautiful. But you'll soon learn that in the Arctic, beauty almost always hides danger. Your entire survival depends on one thing: seals. They are your golden ticket. Every lesson you learn, every risk you take, it will all revolve around hunting them. Without seals, you don't have a prayer in this frozen world. You watch as your mother teaches you the art of the hunt. First, the search, sniffing out a tiny breathing hole in the vastness of the ice. Then, the wait. Her patience is legendary. She becomes a statue, sometimes for days. And finally, that explosive, lightning-fast strike. It's not just a hunt. It's a masterpiece of survival that you will one day have to perfect. But here's the brutal truth. Most cubs don't make it. The number one reason is starvation. This magical, snow-covered world is a relentless place where finding your next meal is a constant life-or-death struggle. The odds, from the very beginning, are stacked against you. And on top of that, there's an even bigger problem, a threat that your mother's lessons can't prepare you for: climate change. The ice, your hunting ground, is melting faster every single year. It's like trying to live on a raft that is slowly vanishing, while your food drifts farther and further away. A couple of years pass. You're a teenage polar bear now, and life is about to get a lot harder and a whole lot lonelier. One day, she's just gone. Her job is done. She's taught you everything she knows. And suddenly, that vast Arctic feels infinitely bigger. Your safety net has vanished, and for the first time, you are truly, terrifyingly on your own. You try to remember her lessons, but watching is one thing, and doing is another. Your first solo hunts are a complete disaster. You lunch too early and belly flop with a loud thud. The seal is long gone. It's clumsy, it's frustrating, and it's a major blow to your pride. But slowly, out of sheer desperation, you start to get it. You learn patience. You learn how to use the snow for cover. Every failure, every missed meal, every pang of hunger is a brutal but necessary lesson. Out here, these are lessons you can't afford to skip. But life isn't entirely grim. Even in this harsh existence, there's room for play. You find a snowy slope, flop onto your belly, and just slide. It's a moment of pure, simple joy. A brief escape from the constant pressure of survival. The years go by. You're no longer a clumsy teenager. You're an adult, a master of your domain, a powerful hunter who has survived against all odds. But now, the world itself is betraying you. It's time to find a mate, but it's not easy. The Arctic is massive, and polar bears are solitary creatures. Finding another bear can feel like looking for a needle in a snowy haystack. And when you do, it begins a slow, patient courtship to prove your worth. Even if you succeed, the bond is short-lived. After a short time, you part ways. She goes to find a den and start the cycle all over again, and you return to your solitary life, roaming the ice for your next meal. And this is the great tragedy of your life. The rules have changed. The world you adapted to, the world of thick ice and long winters, it isn't there anymore. Now the ice melts earlier and freezes later, making the skills you've spent your entire life perfecting almost useless. You find yourself swimming for miles, pushing your body to its absolute limits just to get from one piece of ice to the next. A journey that was once a short walk has now become a grueling, energy-sapping, desperate swim in freezing water. Old age begins to creep up on you. You've lived a life of resilience, but time in the Arctic is rarely gentle. The final chapter begins. The muscles that were once so powerful just don't feel the same. Hunts become harder, the swims become longer, fatigue is now your constant companion. Your sharp senses, that keen eyesight, the incredible sense of smell that kept you alive for so long, they begin to fail you. The world becomes a little fuzzier, a little more muted. One day, after a long, fruitless journey across the melting ice, you just lie down to rest. The Arctic wind howls a familiar tune, and a fresh blanket of snow begins to cover your tired body. You were born here. You fought for every meal here. And now you become part of the land itself. Your story is over, but it leaves behind a much larger question about the future of your species in a rapidly changing world. Was this ending really inevitable?